Great morning. Hey, you guys. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Great morning. Come on, y'all. Where y'all at? Where you at? Where you at? Come on in. Come on in. Turn on my do not disturb. Good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Let me go on and share. Share. All right. Baby, you'll hand me the other phone. Hey, Summerlin, how are you, gorgeous? It's over there on the stand. Hey, Jackie, great day. And it is that. Thank you, babe. So you guys, do me a favor. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. Let me know who's here and where you're tuning in from. And then share. Thank y'all for bearing with me. You know, my schedule is all off. Jamaica got my schedule off, y'all. I've been in the air so much. Hey, April, girl in New Jersey. Girl, yes, honey. Congratulations and welcome back to the States. Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing, April. Thank you for sharing, Jackie. I appreciate it. Kentucky, hey, sissy. He talking about Houston in the bed. We are in Houston, y'all. We are in Houston. I came back and we are now in Houston. Had an amazing night. Thank you for sharing, baby. Y'all, listen. 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 Come on, girl. I know that's right. Come on. That's what I'm talking about, April. So listen, let me say this. We're in the season. I've been telling y'all, I've been preparing y'all for the season that we're in, right? Everything open doors. Like, listen, I'm telling you, God has been laying out what's coming. Remember, we talked about it. We talked about the suddenly. We talked about the acceleration. We talked about, the blast off. Listen. We've been talking about this stuff, and I need you all to understand that there is an urgency in your life. There's an urgency in my life. There's an urgency in our lives, because there's some things where we are behind time, right? What does it mean to be behind time? Listen, God uses it all. He makes all of it work, but we are behind time in that. There are things that God is wanting to happen in the earth that are not happening because people are not in position. Translation, you're not in position. I'm not in position. We have not been in position. So now God has been trying to get us in position for what he's doing. Hey, Kareem. Hey, Miss Veranda. How are you, gorgeous? So I flew in from Jamaica, got into Orlando, and then had to catch another plane immediately. Not a connecting flight, but a whole nother flight to come to Houston for another trip. Why? Why am I in Houston? God opened a major door. And this is why timing is so important. The times and seasons of God are very important. And there were some things that, God had promised me. God promised me some stuff. And God promised any of y'all some stuff. Is this any of y'all that God promised some stuff? Did God promise to do some things for you? For you to see some things, experience some things? Anybody other than me? Because he promised me some stuff. God promised me some stuff. Anybody else got some promises from God that haven't manifested in their life yet? I'm just curious because I'm trying to see if I'm talking to the right people, because y'all might not be the right people. Angel number 111. Okay. April said, oh yes, he promised me a lot. Come on, come on, come on. Anybody else? God promised you some stuff. Someone said yes. Come on, come on. Anybody else? I need y'all to talk to me today. Good morning, Mike. How are you? I didn't call you Mike. I know. Listen, you know my heart. You know my heart. I got you though. I got you. Or did I call you? Did I call you? I don't remember. The days are running together. Jackie said, yes, I can see them taking place right now. Absolutely, Jackie. Listen, so hold on. They tell me I don't want to hear it. Okay, listen. Angel number 111. Y'all know this is a familiar one. The angel number 111 is associated with confidence, motivation, and independence. It means a new journey of self is on its way. Come on, somebody. Encouraging you to make some changes that will help you manifest your life purpose. Come on, come on, come on. A reminder that embracing new opportunities can help you reach your goals. Embracing new opportunities can help you reach your goals. I'm going to tell y'all something. Some of y'all, the things that God has promised you are wrapped up in a new opportunity. It's wrapped up in a new set of people. It's wrapped up in a new location. It's wrapped up in you leaping and taking a risk. It's wrapped up in something that is going to stretch you beyond what's comfortable. It's wrapped up in it. But you can only get it when you move, when you do something, when you make a decision. So we're in Houston. And I'm going to tell y'all something. There were some things that God promised me that haven't manifested that I see. Rooted here. Listen to me. Sometimes the timing of God and your timing don't match. Doesn't match. Sometimes your will and God's will don't match. But sometimes there's a universal alignment of time, of will that pulls everything together to manifest those things that you desire. Yes, my baby said the leaves are starting to sprout. Yes, babe. Mike said, my leap is here. Yes, Lord. Hey, Christina, how you doing, gorgeous? So listen. I've been looking for something. Have you ever been looking for something and you know what you're looking for, but it seems like it's not going to come? Just like a relationship, right? You get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm not gonna have that. I'm not gonna have that. That's not for me. Clearly, that's not for me. And then all of a sudden, bam, there it is. Well, that's kind of how I feel. Um, we got flew out to Houston. We got flued out to Houston. Flued out, baby. We got flued out. We got flued out to Houston. Everything top notch. You know, my husband had to fly from Panama City. I had to fly from Orlando, and we're flying back to Tampa. Every accommodation that we needed was made. Okay. Got an opportunity to hang out with a multimillionaire. Where at, baby? Where was we hanging out with him? At his
condo.
At his condo. Listen to what I'm telling you. We was in his house eating food that his chef prepared specifically for us. And we weren't alone. It was a small group of us. And I'm telling y'all this for a reason. There's some things that God wants to do in your life, but you're not connected to the right people. There's some things that he wants to unlock for you, but you stuck in stagnant. There's some things that God is trying to expose you to, but you feel like you don't deserve it. One thing about me, I deserve it. I deserve it. My baby said, I said, well, you know, we got to get our return flight. It's got to go to Tampa. He's like, well, you think they're going to do that? You know, I'm going to tell y'all something. Can't nobody tell me what people won't do for me. You can't tell me what people won't do for me. I already know. I know the favor on my life, and I don't take it for granted, but I expect it. Like, I have an expectation. I expected them to do our tickets to Tampa because of what we got to do. I got to get there and pick up my cap and gown. Well, you know, the woman was like, well, I'm going to be here at this time at the latest. Well, I can't get there at that time. I expected something to happen, some kind of accommodation to be made so that I could get what I need. I expect it. You know, my daughter said something today. She said, one thing about me, you know, the universe be setting things up. And I know as Christians, people get, you know, worked up about that. But literally, God causes the entire universe to move for us. Not just us, not just me and my daughter, but for us. When we get the understanding and when we get in alignment, that's what happens. So we sitting there in the condo. First of all, the driver picked me up at the airport. All of us got picked up by a driver. They got taken to the hotel, had access to the concierge floor at the hotel. You got to use your key to get up to the rooms. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, babe.
I was in the elevator for about 45 seconds, and then the thing on the wall says, use key to move the elevator.
You hear my baby? He in the elevator for 45 seconds. They talking about use key to move the elevator. Listen, okay? So just the experience has been amazing. But I got picked up by the driver. So I'm talking to the driver because, you know, I was flying all day yesterday, had a little delay. So they went ahead of me. So they had already been there and eating lunch at like 5 o'clock lunch. My husband said, I'm trying to figure out why y'all call that lunch. Well, that's because we had dinner later, okay? So
at 11.
It was earlier than that, wasn't it? It was
about 10 minutes to 11.
Was it when we got in the restaurant?
Yeah.
Wow. So we had a full day, a long day, right? But we're at the condo, and he's breaking this business down to us and telling us how to be successful. This is what you need to do. You want to succeed. This what you the CEO founder was CVO and founder of the company is telling us what we need to do to be successful in his condo after flying us out. Did y'all catch that? So I get to the condo. They're already there. Everybody's dressed, you know. Well, I'm not going in. I'm not dressed. Who? Oh, no. Y'all already know how I roll. So my husband brought my clothes. I had, you know, I had my makeup and stuff because I hadn't done my face or anything. I had done it, but you know, had to touch it up and stuff. So I go in the bathroom, I get dressed, and I step out like, there she is. Here I am. So I go in and I'm listening the whole time in the bathroom. I'm listening because I'm a numbers person. I operate in numbers. Y'all know that about me. Not just operate in numbers. I understand numbers, those mathematical concepts that sometimes confuse people, right? I operate in numbers. I can break the numbers down and figure out, okay, what do I need to do to get this? How do I need to move to get there? What needs to happen to get there? And what needs to happen for us to get where it is that we want to be is we got to help a lot of people, right? But when you can put a number to that, when you can put a number to how many people do you need to help, right? How many people do you need to position? I want y'all to listen to me because I need you to understand the significance of this moment and the access that we've been granted. See, I never take access for granted. When access is granted, I don't take it for granted because somebody else ain't gonna get that access. Okay? I don't take it for granted. I also understand how to plug people in so that they can benefit from the access that I'm granted, right? Now, listen, from that, if they are positioned, if their mind is right, you know what I'm saying? If they got that right, they can see that access personally, independent of me. You understand? Where I opened the door and grant help the initial access, but then they have their own access. So check it out. So we're there. They've already eaten. I haven't eaten because I've been on the plane. So, you know, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all remember me talking about my food? Okay, I know there's some challenges there, but listen. So when I was in the airport, my flight was delayed. I had not eaten, and I left. We left the townhouse in Jamaica Discovery Bay like 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. So y'all know I hadn't eaten. I need to eat, okay? Because one thing about me, I'm gonna eat. So I got something to eat. I ate half the sandwich, most of the chips, and drank my juice. Normally, I would have carried that other half of that sandwich with me and held on to it for dear life. I threw that half sandwich away. I threw that half. I had to throw it away because I couldn't be carrying a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, threw it away. Guess what? Because I threw that away, I had a whole piece of lasagna. Lasagna tastes like that. And so I'm eating the lasagna. The lasagna is good. Drinking me some ginger beer. I'm still just getting back from the island. Listen. And they said, oh, don't eat too much because we're going to dinner after the meeting. So what? Oh, okay. I'm going to need that in a box. But y'all, the energy. This is what I know. Normally, I would be doing this by myself. married or not married, normally I would be doing this by myself. This trip I'm on, I would be on this trip by myself. Normally, in the past, that would have been what it was. I would have been on the trip.
Normally it's gone.
My husband talking about normally it's gone. No, it's a new normal. Okay? So I get there and my husband is already there. You understand? He already in position. He's already come ahead of me. He's already gotten us in the room. He's already there, sitting there. He's already taking video. Why'd you do video, babe?
For you, babe.
For my baby. He said for you, babe. Listen, he's videoing the information because he knows that I'm not there at that moment, and he knows I'm a note taker. One of our friends said, hey, and business partner said, hey, anybody need writing utensils? My husband's about, yeah, because the doctor's a note taker. I take notes. You know why I take notes? You never know what you're going to look back on, and it's going to help you with an aha. What? What? This is why taking notes is important. You're not going to remember everything. Take some notes. Notes will allow you to go back and look. So we were there. He goes through these numbers. He tells us what we need to do to accomplish our goal, whatever our goal is. What's our goal, babe?
$250,000 a month.
$250,000 a month. That's our goal. Initially. That's our goal. That's our initial goal. Our ultimate goal is to get to $1 million a month. But right now, $250,000 a month. I don't know about nobody else, but you know, if we don't hit $250 a month, babe, you'll be mad if we make $125 a month.
$250.
He said no.
It's easy.
$250, that's easy. Look, it's easier than you think to get where you're going, but it requires work. And the greatest work that it's going to require is work on you. Listen to me. The reason that we've got access granted is there is work that we've been doing on us.
For free.
Work we've been doing on us. My baby said for free, but some of it ain't free because it's going to cost you. Maybe not in dollars and maybe in dollars, right? So the work that we've been doing has positioned us. So, you know, we're in the meeting, you know, and listen, I really want y'all to get this. He showed us how to make $250,000 a month. This is what you need to do to make it. Was it guesswork, babe?
It was so plain and simple.
So simple, so plain, but it requires work. See, our problem is we want $250,000 a month, but we don't want to do no work. We just wanted to die. We just want to hit the lottery. But literally gave us a roadmap to make $250,000 a month. Not, now, listen, I know some of y'all like, can't nobody make no $250,000 a month. Baby, people make it. People make it. People make it. The problem is our belief is so low. This is why I've been talking about faith, belief. Y'all know this is the stuff I've been telling y'all for this moment right here. For this moment. See, the beautiful thing is the access that we've been granted allows us to give other people access. Really, that's what it's about for us. It's about us being in a position to help other people achieve their goal. Your goal might be $5,000 a month. You might just want $5,000 a month. If we can see how to make $250,000 a month, then we can see how to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. But it requires work. Not only does it require work, it requires belief. Belief in you, belief in system, belief that it's possible. That it's possible. If you don't believe it's possible, you'll never get there. And you'll allow your saboteurs and your self-sabotaging behaviors to stop you before you get there. Oh, y'all got an advantage over most people. Y'all have been listening to me. Y'all have been listening to me talk about the saboteurs. You've been listening to me talk about open doors. You've been listening to me talk about doing the work, the self-healing, the self-work. And some people may not understand why I share so much publicly. I share it so that you know that I am not that different from you. The only difference is that I'm in a place where I am so clear on me and what I need to do in me. By the way, y'all, my skin, do y'all see that? I don't have no makeup on this morning. Y'all see my skin? Y'all see that glisten? Baby, have you noticed that? That my skin been glistening?
I was going to say that, but not live.
My skin been glistening. Can y'all see it? My skin been glistening. Look. I want you to know that access has been granted. Yes, sis, that's that billion glow. What it is that forever young. That's what it is.
This dog is named Billion.
Listen, and y'all know me, billionaire bosses, right? That's always been my mantra, because I know that I'm called to billions. How do you become a billionaire? You help other people become millionaires. People say, I don't need billions. You don't have to have them. What is it that you desire, right? You just desire millions? That's cool, because that's how Jeff Bezos became a billionaire. He helped a lot of other people become millionaires. Yes, Evelyn. Access is great. Come on, April. Listen, people have been telling me that. People have been talking about I'm glowing. Listen to me, y'all. I've done a lot of things, right? I've done a lot of things. I've tried a lot of products. But this product, I saw the difference in my skin. Like I could see, like I have to change how I put my makeup on because of what's going on. He probably is, honey. He probably is, okay? But the way he became a billionaire was he helped other people become millionaires. Now, when he helped them become billionaires, then he becomes trillionaire, okay? Listen, you got to understand that we look at people and we say, oh, they got all that money, da, 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 da. Do you know how many other people made money in order for them to get to where they are? How many people they gave opportunity to, space to, for them to make money and become wealthy? Look, y'all talking about, I don't need no money. Let me tell y'all what, as the economy changes and things shut down, guess who ain't finna be broke and struggling? The Johnsons. Team Johnson is not going to be. Why? We're preparing now for what God has promised us. Look, we're preparing now for what God has promised us. And what I'm telling you is when God gives you access, you got to figure out what you're going to do with it. And you got to be careful who you share it with. Now, listen, the reason that we're in Texas, the reason that our access was granted was my sister and brother, Dr. Samantha and Dr. Michael Phillips. Now, they could have said, oh, we're going on this trip, we're being flown in, we're going to experience this, da 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 da, and left it at that. They didn't have to choose us to share access with. Because when you have access granted, you better be careful who you allow to have access with you. Because everybody ain't built for the same level of access. That's another thing, y'all. Listen, stop trying to give people access that aren't built for the type of access that you have. Don't give them, they're not going to understand it. They're going to resent it. Like, I'm telling you, you got to be careful in this season who you are connected to, because the wrong connections will have you questioning, do I really want to make $250,000 a month? Like, is it even possible for me to do that? Do I need to do that? Like, I'm good with just an extra $5,000. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. But when you know my husband can't be talking about no $5,000 a month when he wants this house. Y'all, I'm telling you, he already done said, my house, and I need at least 10,000 square feet. I'm not mad at that. I'm like, is that all? Right? Listen, I'm open to it because I know what I desire. I know what my heart's desire is, and not to floss, not just for show, although it is for show because our life is on public display and it's to show what God can do, right? But because we have a huge family, he got 8 kids, I got 7 kids, there's 15 kids, not counting grandkids. If we could ever get them all in the same place, we need space for them. And my goal is for us to be able to get them all in the same place. So we need the space. I remember I gave somebody the word and I said, if you build it, they will come. And that's what I feel like I'm in right now. We're in that. If you build it, they will come. And we are building something massive. We are building something that is going to change people's lives. And in helping change their life, it will automatically, by default, change our life. But this move, you got to understand the access that God has granted has given us uncommon favor. And you've got to honor that favor. You have to honor it. You don't take it for granted. You've got to honor the favor that God has given you. And you got to do something with it. There is absolutely no way that they shared their access with the Johnsons and the Johnsons ain't getting ready to do nothing. There's no way. There's no way we're doing that. They could have chosen anyone to take the journey with them. And they chose us. You think we finna? No. So prepare to be sick of me. Prepare to be sick of me. Because you're going to be sick of me. Y'all thought y'all was sick of me before. Oh, you finna be sick of me. Or you're going to rejoice with me and you're going to go with me. Like, it's choices. We get choices. And that's what happens. People make a choice and then they get mad at somebody else. But this is what I know. I know what God promised me. I know what God promised me. I know what he showed me. I know what I've seen. I know what I know. And I'm telling you, I just want to we want to help some people. We want to help some people. We want to help some people. We want to help some people change your situation, change your mindset. We want to help you. So check this out. Y'all know I'm a little bold. I'm a little bold. I'm a little bold. I feel like, right? I feel like I've never, my value and my worth has never been about what I have. It's never been about that. Right? I grew up in a 3-room house with no indoor plumbing. It's never been about what I have. I always felt like I was supposed to be in flats in London, right? I always felt like I was supposed to travel. I always felt like I was supposed to be, like I always felt like that. And then I started experiencing some things in my life. And then I was connected to people who have a poverty mentality and made me feel bad about wanting these things. Made me feel like I was just being materialistic. But it's in me. It's been in me since I was born. I was born to wealth. I was born to reign and to rule. And you were too. The difference is when we allow the world, our situations, and our circumstances to interfere with our belief, we will not move in that way because people will convince you that you ain't supposed to have it, that you can't have it, that that's for other people. The devil is a lie. God created us for prosperity, for abundance, for overflow. Listen, we're supposed to have that. We're supposed to have it. We're supposed to. So because I know that, right? I know that. Like I don't know. I didn't need a PhD. I didn't need the PhD to know that I'm supposed to be in certain places. When God told me, he said, you will prophesy to kings and queens. You will, all the time, I see you in a room full of gold all around you. Money is just attached to you. And I've told you all, listen, where you're going, that's the place the enemy hits you. Whatever you're anointed to do is where the enemy hits you. Where your anointing breaks yokes is where the enemy hits you. So all my life, the enemy's attacked my finances. But what he didn't count on, I'm going to tell y'all what he didn't count on. What he didn't count on, he didn't count on me making some decisions that cut some ties that would hold me down. You know how when someone wants to drown themselves, they want to die, they have to tie sandbags if they're going to go into the ocean or in a pool. They have to tie sandbags to them. Why? The sandbags weigh them down because you naturally float to the top of the water. Listen. You naturally float to the top of the water. The sandbags are required to hold the body down long enough for you to drown. And the enemy has some sandbags attached to some of you. And those sandbags have held you down. But listen, I came to cut the ties of the sandbag. I came to cut the rope. I came to tell you that you can float to the top. Baby, listen to me. You can float to the top. I'm telling y'all, this is that season. This is that time. God is trying to do it for you. But you've got to understand where the sandbags are. And you need sometimes somebody to cut the rope for you. Like you don't even know you drowning for real. Like you like, oh, this is it. This is my life. This is all I got. This is all I can do. No, ma'am. No, sir. I came with the scissors, with the knife. I'm cutting the rope. Why? God wants you to float. And listen, the floating just gets you to the top. Our bodies are naturally created to be buoyant. Our bodies are naturally created to be buoyant, to just float. So how do people drown? They fight their nature. They fight their nature. They fight their nature. They fight it. They like this. They just be still and know. Be still and relax. Be still and breathe, and you'll float to the top even if you can't swim. Knowing how to swim is not a prerequisite to you floating. Floating is your nature. And once you float and once you relax, then you're able to take strategic strokes to get to your destination. All that other stuff, wasted energy. Wasted energy. If you're going to do all that movement, let that movement take you somewhere. Why are you doing all of this and you ain't going nowhere? You in the same place. Huh? Why are you doing that? You can float and be in the same place. Babies, you toss them in the water, they're going to go down, but then guess what's going to happen? They will naturally come up and float up. Unless they do this. That's how you drown. Unnecessary movement, fighting against your very nature. It is in your nature to prosper. It's in your nature. Well, Dr. V, if it's in my nature, why aren't I doing it? Because you're fighting against it. You're fighting against prosperity. You're fighting against more. You're fighting against abundance. You're fighting against it. You're sabotaging it every time it comes close to you. You say, I don't want that. I don't need all that. I ain't got to have all that. And so guess what? God and the universe hear you. God said, okay, they not ready. Okay, all right. So now some stuff got to come and move you back because you're not ready. Because you said you don't need all that. I don't want all that.
I do.
Which is why, y'all listen. I'm trying to tell y'all, God knew what he was doing when he put me and my husband together. Listen. Although y'all, we be funny to me. I have to laugh at us because we be so funny. So his desires match mine. Now, we might get there different ways. We might disagree on how to get there. We might disagree on some other stuff, but his desire is mine. If we've got the same desire, remember I told you this, the text says, the scripture says, how can two walk together unless they agree? And listen, I told y'all in Forward Focus 21, one of the devotions is about that. And it says, you don't have to agree on how to get there. You just got to agree on where you're going. And we can agree on where we're going. Okay? If you go this way and I go this way, as long as we're going in the same direction, we can work with that. No, we want to agree on every little bit. Everything got to be the same. No, listen, there's a reason there's diversity. There are people that my husband is going to draw that I wouldn't draw. I would be too much for them. Like, they'd be like, oh, she's too much. But my husband, they can relate to him. There are people that I'll draw that he wouldn't draw. See, that's why two is better than one. Two is better than one. So we're on this journey with a mission to help as many people as we can. But in that, listen to me. I need y'all to understand, because I don't want y'all thinking this is purely altruistic. You know, when people say, oh, this is just all altruistic, it's not. It's not. It's not just all about helping people. It's also about us helping us and getting us to the place that God desires for us to be. It's also about us fulfilling our destiny. It is time for you to get to your destiny. Anybody feel like it's time? Like you're like, it's like, I know I'm supposed to do something. I know I'm supposed to be somewhere. Anybody feel like it's time? Anybody feel like it's time? Like you know that there's some place that you're supposed to be. You know there's a life you're supposed to be living, a lifestyle that you're supposed to experience. Anybody there? My baby over here jumping up and down. Yes, it's that time. Yes, Christina. Yes. Yes. Listen to me. I'm telling y'all this because you've got to understand what God is doing in the time and the season, and you've got to be willing to move. You got to be willing to move. Let me tell y'all something. It's a sad thing. Listen. April said, I am past due. God is catching me up and quickly. Absolutely. It's a sad thing when people die never having fulfilled their purpose, never having achieved their destiny. It's a sad thing, but it does not have to be you.
I'm gonna die trying to get mine.
Listen, my baby said he gonna die trying to get his. He said, if I'm gonna die trying to get mine. Listen, no getting it, die getting it, okay? Listen, you gotta understand that this season is significant. So we're talking about access granted. We talked about, flying in. We talked about being at the condo and getting the strategy, right? We talked about that. So we go to the meeting. And how about he gives the strategy? Listen, the thing about strategy is it doesn't have to be a secret, because you can tell somebody how exactly to do something. And most of the people will not do it because it requires work and effort beyond what they're willing to do. But those who do will get it. Those who do will see the breakthrough. And it's not about whether you're a doctor or you have this degree or you have this title. No, no, no. And that's the beauty. People would always ask me, why network marketing? Because, I stay doing something. I'm going to do something. And God had me on a little hiatus where I was kind of doing something, but, I hadn't found that thing that's my passion, that company that, embodied all of what I do, and so I found it. I found it. My nose getting red. Y'all know what that means. So we go to the meeting, and after the meeting, we're getting ready to go eat. And we go eat. And I position myself because I've missed out on time. So I want to spend some time because I want to hear. I know what I've heard, but I have questions. I want to ask some questions. I want to know the heart of the man. I'm asking questions. And I realized that my thoughts on him were incorrect. They were inaccurate. They were inaccurate. I was wrong. And I apologize. Now he's like, well, listen, I just have to apologize because you're not who I thought you were. You're not who I thought you were. I apologize. Now, some of y'all would say, well, you didn't have to apologize because, he didn't know. It doesn't matter if he knew, I knew. See, when you begin to understand spiritual laws and principles, you'll move differently and it'll look strange to some people. But people who operate under spiritual laws will recognize it for what it is. It is difficult to honor someone that you do not respect. It's one of the reasons in marriages people have problems, because if the wife doesn't respect the husband, she won't honor him. We want love as women. Men want respect. If she doesn't respect him, she won't honor him. If you don't respect your parents, you won't honor them. The word of God says, honor your father and mother so that your days may be long, right? Well, why people's lives be cut short? Because they don't honor their parents. They don't honor them many times because they don't respect them. Now, because you don't respect them doesn't mean you're not supposed to honor them. But we've got to get to a place where we understand why we are in the position that we're in. So anyway, I asked some questions. We have some conversation, and I'm thoroughly impressed, for real, genuinely, with his heart, his motives, and his desire to see people win. Thoroughly. Like, I'm all in. Now, I was already, I'm in, but no, for real. Like, all the way. Turn up all the way. Okay. And I saw it. Yeah, this is it. This is the place. This is the place. Because in order for me to do what God showed me doing, I've got to be in alignment, total alignment with the values of the company, the products, like all of that. Like, I got to be in alignment. I don't do well with when stuff starts getting out of alignment. Dr. Samantha will tell you, I remember this. I was in a company and I always end up connected to leaders. Why? Because I'm a leader. Listen, y'all, I don't be running behind people like, I'm not the fangirl, but I always end up being connected because I am a leader and I am a prophet to leaders, right? And so I said, something happened. I said, something happened. I felt a shift in the atmosphere. I was with Dr. Samantha. Listen, we weren't where they were. Like, it happened in some other place, but I felt it in the spirit and had a conversation with the leader. And I said, what happened at such and such time? Oh, well, that was about the time that this was going on. That's what it was. I said, I felt it. There was a shift. There was a shift. And in that shift, it shifted me. The shift was one that shifted me out of that space, out of that company. That's my problem. My problem is I'll be in a place, but God will not allow me to stay in a place that doesn't align with him, with who he's called me to be, angel number 155. Yes, Stacy, multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. So check this out. Good morning, Stephanie. Yes, it's time, Catherine. So check this out, because I'm going somewhere and I want to make sure I get there. But I'm gonna tell y'all what angel number 155 is first. Because I want y'all to see. Angel number 155 means that if you take initiative, you will see positive changes. This means that you can manifest anything you want if you take action. Listen, y'all. It comes as a sign that positive change and personal transformation will soon be revealed. Listen, okay, check this out. Whenever this auspicious vibration becomes influential in your situation, you can be sure that opportunities will soon be coming that will greatly improve your life. Let me tell y'all something. If you're on here, there's a reason that God has you on here. There's something that God is doing that's bigger than me, that's bigger than my husband, that's bigger than our marriage, that's bigger than Dr. Mike and Dr. Sam, that's bigger than this company. It's something that God is doing that's kingdom. And anything that God does that's kingdom has massive impact. But it's going to be a massive impact that starts at the individual level. God is changing the status of his people. He is positioning us for a level of greatness, the likes of which we've not experienced. And I don't care what we've experienced in the past. What he's doing now is going to be greater than anything we have ever experienced. It's going to even be bigger than our dreams. Yes, sis, it's going to be bigger than what we saw. And it's going to be for his glory. This is not about us individually looking good, although God said that he would redeem your name and make your name great. It is a promise. It is a covenant promise that God made with Abraham that we are joint heirs in. That's our promise too. And the problem is we don't believe the promises that God has given for our lives. We think it's for someone else, but not for us. No, that's for us. And when you accept that, there are things that you unlock within you. There are opportunities that come your way. It is the work that we've been doing on ourselves. It is the work that, listen, y'all, I've operated in a level of submission that I've not operated in before. Genuine submission, right? I've operated in ways and I've grown in ways and I've released resentments and I've released bitterness and I've released unforgiveness. And as I've released these things, God has unlocked doors and opportunities and granted me access. Let me just say this. There's going to be an event in Panama City. And the reason there's going to be an event in Panama City is I said it. I declared that thing. Oh, no. This is finna come to Panama City. If I'm going to be here, if I'm in this area, if I'm in this region, we finna break up some yokes. That's my assignment, to break the fallow ground. It's hard. It's hard. So what? So I always go ahead. I always do that. That's what I do. I till the soil. I break up that hard soil. It's going to be an event in Panama City. It is official. July 28th, there will be an event in Panama City. And this is my question. This is my question to you. Are you going to be a part of what's being built? Or are you going to be on the sidelines watching? Some of you will watch and cheer. But some of you will watch and be like, they think they all that. No, they're not going to say they. They're going to say me. She thinks she all that. She ain't all that. I'm not. But guess what? I'm not all that to you. But I'm all that to my daddy, which makes me all that. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. I am all that. And you can be all that too, because you were created to be all that. You just don't want to receive it. Because we've been taught that we're nothing. No, you think God made us and said that's good and it was nothing? No. No, it is a fundamental flawed thinking. No, God created us and we were created good. What's in us is good. Do we do some things that's not good? Absolutely. But it doesn't change the core of who we are. It doesn't. Will you go? Will you be a part? Look, if you want to know more about what it is that we're building, what it is that we're doing, put more in the comments. Listen, put more in the comments. Check this out. That more is your indication to God that you want more. Put more in the comments and we'll arrange for you to find out more about what we're doing so that you can tap into your more. You want more? Anybody want more? Anybody tired of just, anybody want more? You can have more. You deserve more. You're worth more. This is our more season and access has been granted. So let's see what we doing. What you doing? What you doing? I see you, Summerlin. I see you, Christina. I'm going to get y'all the information. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. We're going to talk. It's a season of more. And I'd rather have angel number 166, just 2 people say more and work with those 2 people and have 10 people say more and they don't really want more. They just want to say something. I'm good with that. I'm good on that. You ain't got to just say nothing to me. I'm good on that. This is a season where I know God is going to do a lot with a little. And then the rest we'll see. Angel number 166 carries the message of new beginnings in one's personal life and forgiveness for mistakes made in the past. You want this? Yeah. Wow. Keep your thoughts heavenward and positive. And you will manifest those things that God has promised. Y'all, listen, I'm going to get off here because we're getting ready to go eat on the concierge floor. We're going to go eat breakfast. Know this. More, yeah. It's time for you to step into your more. Don't be afraid of it. Walk in it and watch what God does in your life. Look, I love you guys to life and life more abundant. Have an amazing, incredible, and epic day. Be blessed. Let's get that more. Mwah.